You know, I really thought people would have gotten it by now that evolution is pretty much fact. I don't understand what's so hard to grasp about it. I guess it's kind of like how I was saying that your God is a God of gaps and goop, because it's really hard to clean them out and put in the real facts. Um, so basically, I'm gonna go on and look at my challenge to all theist video, the first one I made. And I'm gonna look at a few of these comments. They didn't have very many comments on it, but there's this one guy named Averroes 1987. All right. All I asked in that one was, I was basically saying how is evolution wrong. I was going in more detail. Actually, this is my second another challenge to all theists video. He's saying, this is a basic challenge at best, but a good try. This argument stems from pure materialism, but materialist logic is limited. I'm kind of confused as to what you mean by that. I think you mean that you're talking about physical matters and how just stemming from physical matters that it's limited. Realize this is a physical universe. Therefore, the logic is based on physical things. Therefore, that logic is not limited in the point that you're trying to say it is. I mean, why we exist, or he's trying to answer, because I say why doesn't actually exist. Why we exist naturally comes after the how. However, comparing a rock with a human brain is insufficient. Again, this sounds like you're just trying to sound smart. You really aren't doing anything. Alright, we can determine how it happened because it happened. Fair enough. How then did the universe happen? Well, that is, okay, it's based on a theory. It's how the universe as we know it came to be. Not the universe as it was before the Big Bang, or actually the expansion of that small region of space. Your definition of reality is based on human intelligence, and is just that. Unbeknown to you, there is an intelligence beyond the finite. There's no proof for that. There is no proof for that. There is no proof for that. How many times do I have to say that? My definition for reality actually isn't based on human intelligence. It's trying at its best to get outside of human intelligence and look at the world without all the ethical problems, ethical bases and things, and look at it as if I were a rock looking at the world. That's the whole point of what I was trying to say. It's really poetic. It doesn't really make much sense, but it sounds nice. That's why I said it. But, alright, he's saying if I had a good camera, maybe I would prepare a video response. So he's saying, so how did the universe come to be? The most plausible answer is the Big Bang. The Big Bang, a product of God. That's where my problem starts. Okay, that's where my problem starts. You say the Big Bang, a product of God. There's no proof for it being a product of anything. Especially a God. And especially, even if it could have been, not your God. We have no proof that it would be your God. We don't have proof that it is a God. We don't have proof that it's called a God if what it was what it is. We don't have proof that it was intelligent. We don't have proof for anything to that nature that could even reason that it was something that had a logic. Or that it was even something. And let's see, marked at the beginning of space and time. As a result of this inflation, we are faced to wonder at the cosmos filled with design, a system irreducibly complex. All right, you're using irreducibly complex. That's a evolution idea. The universe is not irreducibly complex. Matter of fact, we can go back to just milliseconds before the expansion or the Big Bang. And we aren't faced to wonder a cosmos filled with design. We're faced to wonder a cosmos with things. It's much easier that way. Since man is a vicegerent on Earth, man must be questioned, not a lifeless stone. Human intellect is created and as such limited, yet still insufficient to ... Alright, basically I'm saying, my response is, you're implying God exists, but you have no evidence. Alright, and then his latest one, this is the most ridiculous, and this is the reason I am making this video. To provide evidence for the divine, still your argument revolves around the idea that we all happen. There's no why, because if we didn't, people wouldn't ask why. Okay, that's stupid. That in itself is saying there is no why. I'm saying there's no why before human reasoning. Alright, and he's saying, well, if there wasn't a why, then people wouldn't ask why. No, why is something we have come up with. It's actually a very erroneous question to ask, because it always leads to another why, a constant circle. Better to ask how, which we can answer with things that we aren't asking the actual object how, we're figuring out how it works and things such as that. But the why follows the how. Can you explain how man came to be a machine irreducibly complex? Okay, first off, we are not irreducibly complex. Think of it like this. You have A gene plus B gene equals C gene, and B gene plus C gene equals D gene. And of course you could go on CD gene plus D gene equals E gene. But what happens here, let's say that D no longer needs C, so it gets rid of C, therefore you cannot get back to A and B without a C, but you can't find a C. It got rid of the gene because it no longer needed it. It's kind of like having a third leg and being a biped. We get rid of the leg. Next, he throws in this very old argument that keeps on coming up that makes no sense whatsoever. It's been disproven, refuted so many times. Open a barrel, crush your wristwatch, and drop the pieces inside the barrel. Shake it up for eternity and check if perfection is created inside. First, you're deeming that perfection is some sort of something that has an actual definition. What you should have said was that the watch comes back together into being a watch, and is created inside, and by no means is that okay. That's the watchmaker argument. Okay, look, that's a straw man, a giant straw man. You did nothing to refute the point of evolution, and he says try chemicals, same result. That's not true. We see that all the time, especially whenever, okay, I don't know if you've ever had sex, and let's say one of the sperms gets loose, and it goes in and makes a freaking baby. Those chemicals came from your body. They weren't just cells from that. There's also, whenever the mother eats food, that food is actually broken down, and the actual atoms from that food travel in. Some of them, the little nutrients, make a baby, make parts of the baby. Okay? That's the chemicals coming together into life. First off, here's one of the reasons the watchmaker argument doesn't work. Watches aren't alive. They don't reproduce. Let's see. They don't have generation after generation. They aren't alive. They don't reproduce. It's that simple. And I mean, really, these arguments weren't created so someone could actually refute them logically in an actual way that they could actually try and refute them. They were made to the point that they are impossible to do so. So that some dumbass would come on here and make a response being stupid and ignorant and trying to insult me. In which case, I would point him out for being stupid and a dumbass and being really ignorant for trying to insult me. Because I like doing that sort of thing. I don't know about you. It seems like quite a lot of fun. But I mean, oh yeah, and I haven't posted a new song in a while. I'm hoping to real soon. I just got to come up with something. Really, none of my songs are even really thought out. I come up with something I think sounds alright, and then I play off of it. It's pretty much improv. Not sure how you guys feel about that. I know I usually get good comments on those. Occasionally I'll get one saying, well, you know, not need for upload, blah. I was like, well, what the fuck? I'd like to see you actually play something, because I always go on there to see if they play something better, and they don't. They don't, and it just pisses me off. I mean, I'm pretty damn good at playing guitar, so you can suck it. But anyways, I'm out. This is justinatorator. I will see you guys probably here in a few minutes when I make another video about something else that pisses me off.